Welcome to the Optimum Synergy Podcast, where we discuss all aspects of auto detailing with successful Optimum detailers from around the world. From San Diego, California, here's your host, Dan Williams, Optimum's Western Regional Manager. Take it away, Dan.
Welcome to the Optimum Synergy Podcast. Long time no here. Dan Williams here. I am back. We've had some player changes, some shifting around as of late, and that has plopped me right back behind my microphone and computer for the Optimum Synergy Podcast, which is kind of cool because it was my little baby from the beginning. I remember how I had to learn everything about making a podcast from the moment that I opened my mouth in a manager meeting to Dr. Gadusi and said, we should do a podcast. So here we are. Back again, and I, of course, have with me my two. If there was a trio to be had, Mr. Mac Gregory, the Southern gentleman. Mac, how are you doing today?
I cannot complain. Wouldn't do any good. Nobody want to listen to it anyway. So
absolutely, we're going to be much better if we keep this podcast on a positive tip. And I have not announced this man's name for a while. The Canadian wonder, Mr. Ivan LaCroix. And look yes, at that. Sir. I just say the name right now. I've matured.
Exactly. Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. Or good evening, or whenever our listeners are listening to us, but it's afternoon for us when we're recording this. But it's great to be back on the Optimum Synergy Podcast. As Dan mentioned, we have had a few staffing changes. Adam has decided to pursue a business opportunity and has left us in great terms. No, you're not going to see, read, or hear any off comments on any site, so don't go looking for it. It's not going to happen. We still talk to Adam on a regular basis, so
It's neat when people do make an exit in a professional manner.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a very professional exit. As I said, he's pursuing another business opportunity, which is spectacular for him. He saw that opportunity, he seized it, and off he goes. So, all of us have come from a business background. All the reps at Optimum, we've had our own business, we've done it before, and he just saw something that, he couldn't pass up. So
wow, and that's the name of the game, trying to make yourself relevant and take advantage of the, bigger opportunities that are for your, personal growth.
Exactly. So
I think another really important lesson is, as you were actually just touching on, Ivan, is to leave a company or this could translate directly over to your clients or anybody that anybody's doing business with. You really don't want to burn bridges, because down the road, things do loop back around, and in the business world, giving yourself a bad name and being unethical is not a winning recipe.
Not at all. And it's a testament to who we are at Optimum and who Adam is as a person as well, is that, yes, it was a surprise to everyone. And as far as I know, it was a surprise to Adam as well. He had no intention of leaving Optimum Polymer Technologies the week before he, landed on this opportunity. So it's not it wasn't a precipitated thing. It wasn't a planned, I'm going to leave this boss and all that. It was look, I got this opportunity. I'm sorry, but I just can't pass it up. And as I said, we're all business people. We've all come from that world, and I for one respect that. It's like, wow, I would have jumped on that opportunity as well.
One of the neat things about it is I kind of have been working on other parts of the business over the last year while Adam has been taking over the Western Regional Manager position, and I'm kind of stepping back into that role, at least for the foreseeable future, because, hey, having one full-time job is not as cool as having two of them, and then if you can put a podcast in there too, even better. But what is really neat is I missed I miss the interaction with the detailers. You know, that's really where my roots came from, and it's been really fun being able to start reaching back out to all of those guys and be helpful to them in their business and growing their business. And really, that is what we are all about here at Optimum. Whether it's Mac or Ivan or myself, we're really just here to try to help you and make your business grow.
Yeah, exactly. I know you and Ivan both, and I do the same thing. We log in the gentleman's phone numbers or woman, who it may be, when they call us. I'm pretty sure we're all like, how can I help you, John Smith? You know, we make it formal. We get to know the person, which is great. And another thing that I think all three of us like is when we have new installers wanting to come aboard, trying to help them out, trying to get them set up, show them how the Optimum family really operates. Not just us here in the facilities, or you or Ivan, but also the ones that are out there in the field each and every day trying to become a bigger, united family. So.
Yeah, and the right word right there, Mac, is family. That is the Optimum way. By all means. Yeah.
Yep. And I want to make sure this time, in this redo or my second go around with the podcast, I want to expand this and really open it up to part of it being for the do-it-yourselfer as well, because we do not only have a professional line of products and work with car dealerships and car washes and auto detailing spas, but we have a really strong presence in the do-it-yourselfer and really with all of the car clubs and the people caring for their own cars. I really think that our products are just so darn efficient and work so well. It's really important to open up to that crowd as well.
Yes, it is. We do have. I don't know about Ivan, and I know you're just now coming back aboard. Jason probably feels these type of questions too, but a lot of people don't know about Ron. He's usually the one that takes care of any product questions, and he's been associated with David for a long time. But here recently, I've been getting a lot of questions from people that do their own maintenance wash or maintain their vehicles. Had a gentleman just not too long ago was doing a clear coat restore, was having little issues, and it wasn't that I talked to him face to face, but through message board, helped him out in a situation. So we're not only just helping the installers, but other ones around, just like you said, the DIY guys. So.
Yeah, dude, let's talk a little bit just about that Clear Coat Restore product. We came out of the chute really strong with that, and it doesn't get some of our things we don't give enough attention to after our initial push. But that product, that and the Gel Coat Restore, I just did for somebody that's in my neighborhood who's a professional fisherman. I demoed the Gel Coat Restorer for him to buy it and do his own boat, and it was a pretty old boat, and that stuff is incredible.
I'm gonna let Ivan fill this one. Ivan helped bring that one aboard. Since he helped bring it aboard, even though we did demo, let's let Ivan take this one. And
I will say, Ivan, right before you start though, I will say on my Toyota Tacoma, which is 10, 12 years old of a truck, where my clear coat was failing, and I tried to put it on top of it where it was already delaminating, it did not work at all.
No, Gel Coat Restore on failing.
No. The Clear Coat Restore. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think after it's already delaminating, it's toast.
Yeah, it's already gone. It's Clear Coat Restore. It's not Clear Coat Replacement. So, and unfortunately, some people don't catch the nuance of that one.
It was worth a shot. I tried.
Yeah, no, but there is definitely a nuance in that one. It is a Clear Coat Restorer, not a replacement. But yeah, I know you tried, and we test all sorts of weird things here. So it's it goes with what we do. Exploring the limits of what's going on and what we can do with all of our products, not just the new ones. But yeah, so gel coat restorer, we'll land on that one first. Relatively new product for us. It's something we've been testing, or I've been testing for actually 4.5 years now. So it's.
I remember when I had that RV to do, and you told me, it was back when we were still in the testing phase, and I did that whole great big pull behind deal, and it came out fabulous. And that was when I was still detailing. So gosh, had to be 4 years ago at least. And nobody's ever called me and complained. So I think that it did really good.
No, it does. It does do really well. It's a very interesting product. It's the epitome of the Optimum way of thinking, meaning less is more. If you put too much of that stuff on, you're not going to have a good day. No, you're really going to have a bad day. You have to have a very fine, simple application. You don't want to be putting a lot on. You want to be patient with it too. Some people think that they're going to get immediate results, and that's really not the case with it. The first coat that you put on, you're going to get the impression that these people at Optimum screwed me over. And because it literally absorbs into the gel coat. So unlike everything else we've done with gel coat before, and some people have clear coated gel coat, some people have put, painted over gel coat, or put on a heavy wax, or compounded and, wet sanded compound. What that does is it literally just glazes over the top surface of the gel coat, and the gel coat keeps on doing its thing and not delaminating, but keeps oxidizing under. Yeah, it just keeps on oxidizing like you never did anything to it. And
similar to a soft aluminum.
Yeah, same idea as an aluminum. So that oxidation just keeps on happening and keeps on, moving forward. And it doesn't, it doesn't lead to anything. But what we're doing with the clear coat restorer, or the gel coat restorer, sorry, I keep confusing the two. GCR, there. Well, gel coat restorer, GCR, so much easier. So what we do with the GCR is it's actually rebuilding the gel coat from the inside out. So that first coat that you put on, you are literally, it's sinking in, it's soaking in, it seems like it's not doing anything because it has soaked into that surface. Mm-hmm. And then you move forward.
Same reason why when you're going to put an Opti-Coat itself onto a gel coat, that you have to really put it on heavy, in a sense, because of the peaks and valleys. If you were to, microscopically look at that gel coat, it has a lot of really big holes in it. So I see exactly what you're saying. It's just filling all of that in with the gel coat restorer product.
Yes.
Right. So the gel coat restorer is, it's building itself up. It's doing its thing, and it's getting there in a way that the first coat, as I say, it just soaks in and it disappears. And you're thinking to yourself, these people at Optimum just screwed me over. It did nothing. It looks terrible. And then the second coat, you put it on, and it's like, wait a minute. I see bits of shine here or there. And this area looks good. This area still looks like crap. And the reason that happens is your gel coat doesn't oxidize evenly, for one. And secondly, you don't apply it perfectly evenly either. Before someone asks, can you spray it on? No. Spraying it on is not a good idea. You really do need that mechanical agitation to put it on. So spraying it on, even though it sounds like a really neat plan, it doesn't work with this product. We've tried it. We've tested it many times with different guns. Just not happening.
Yeah. Simple to use as long as you let it dry right in between those two coats. If you get it on there while it's still too sticky before it's dried, that was the only problem that I had with it at all.
And no bueno, no good on that one.
No, exactly. And we can't say this enough, but if you follow the instructions, it's amazing how easily this stuff works.
You know what? I just found out we put those right on the bottle.
Yeah, we put them on the bottle, and it's something that a lot of people don't notice. They're there. They are in English, so if if English is like. For myself, English is a second language, so it's not, I'm not great at reading, writing, or speaking in English. But from there, if you're wanting instructions in another language, we can still help you out. But the instructions are there; they're there for everyone to read, and they're simple. We try to make the instructions easy to understand. Another odd concept that not everybody catches on to.
I don't even know the answer to this, and I think I know the answer, but on we're in like 53 countries, I believe, that we're distributed to. Is our products and directions only in English on those bottles, or do they go to companies or country specific? And I don't know why I don't know the answer to that.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we only have one label, and that label is in English. So our distributors around the world have add-ons, they have tags that they put on to help with the local languages.
Okay.
If we tried to have one for every language, we would have way too many labels. So it's not an easy thing to do.
I can't believe I didn't know the answer to that. Yeah. And I've walked through the label room, and I've seen there's like a massive amount of labels, but I guess I just didn't pay attention.
And that label room
is two label rooms.
Yeah, there's two label rooms now, and in the new building. And they're just for English labels. So imagine if we had multi-language labels. Well,
it's a good thing we have a really large new facility now. We had to get that just for labels.
Yeah, it's still not enough now. That's the sad part. It's already full. So
yeah.
All right, so that gel coat restore, I think the most important thing, because sometimes I'll have somebody call and ask me questions about it, and the really most important thing is you want to have a really beat down oxidized gel coat that is going to be really a big wet sanding polishing job to restore.
Yeah, you don't want to touch. Yeah,
does not work on new gel coat. You can coat that with Opti-Coat or
Yeah. So if you're looking at the gel coat and thinking to yourself, "Yeah, I got this. I can just polish this and it'll be perfect," that is not the perfect candidate for gel coat restore. Gel coat restore is that one you're looking at and going, "Oh, no. I don't want to touch this one. This looks like crap. I'm going to be here for 6 days, sanding, compounding, polishing, and it's still going to look like crap when I'm done." That is gel coat restore. That's the one you're after. So,
okay, and then let's touch on that clear coat restore product. Because my only real experience with that was when I put it on. I tried to save my Toyota Tacoma's roof, and like I say, it didn't work very well for me. And I haven't really played with that product much other than that.
Yeah, Mac, take it away.
On that, like Ivan was saying. It's already failing. Don't even try. Go see your nearest body shop, get it wrapped, something like that. Be done with it. When it comes to this, it's really thin, clear coat. You don't want to really polish it anymore, anything like that. Or it's heavily. Some of the older vehicles are heavily oxidized. We know some of your reds and whites used to do that pretty bad. So it's pretty much far gone. With this decontamination, just like with the gel coat, it's the biggest part of it, and you know that as well as I do. It's what you do before that makes the biggest difference after. So pure power clean. I like to do a power clean wash. Reason being because you don't know, first of all, what's on the vehicle. We ran into an issue where somebody used another product, had solvents in it. And you got to make sure comes completely out, or it tends to want to bleed through the clear coat itself still, if it's still on the surface of the paint. Next, come back with a clay. So you want to clay it, come back and compound it, wash it off. This is a product that we say put more on. So we're not being stingy with this product. It comes with 4 of the Pearl Weave, which is a low nap towel. You have to fold it into sections, like 3 sections, and you want to use the rounded edge of this towel when you put it on. So when I'm actually applying it to the towel itself, I'm actually having it where it's almost dripping. Okay. Now I'm not pressing it in. I'm simply applying it to the surface. I'm letting the towel just basically touch and apply. Now, depending on your humidity, depending on your setup, you might have to do smaller sections. Like I said, when you see it going on, you're thinking, I'm putting too much on, it's going to run. It's just go over the area. Get a solid, like a wet look. Oh, and what's very important too, I forgot to bring this up, Ivan. You want to do a test. You want to do a test spot on the paint. So if you wet the paint and it looks really nice when it's wet, that's a real good candidate for the clear coat restorer, by the way. So, we proved that a 9-ounce bottle, which it comes in, will actually do a full-size long wheelbase truck. When we did it to my daughter's vehicle, we went around the truck and still had about an ounce left.
There was one spot on the truck that didn't get done on the front fender, about 6 inches by 6 inches. So, that 1 ounce could have gone there.
We actually could have went back over the hood again or something like that. So you can go back over this, but you do want to let it dry. You don't want it tacky or anything when you try to go back over it again. Yeah. So just like the gel coat restorer, you don't want it tacky.
Does it add a significant microns or mils to the paint?
It adds about 10 microns, 10 to 15 microns, or a third to half a mil.
Okay. Yeah. And here's a crazy question. And I remember years ago I had an old 56 Ford pickup truck that was really oxidized. It had single stage paint, and I polished it and waxed it, and the paint turned cloudy again really quick within a couple days. And then I polished it and waxed it again. It turned cloudy. Then I came back and I Opti-Coated it, and it got sold. So I don't know what the real longevity of it was. It was before a Good Guys car show. But my point being, can you put this onto single stage paint as almost like adding a clear coat to a single stage, and it doesn't oxidize underneath it?
Mac?
My daughter's truck, a single stage, brother. It hasn't oxidized yet.
That is pretty darn awesome. So that is a really cool use for that product.
Yeah. Another thing too, let's switch back to the gel coat restorer. You have that oxidized boat and everything that you're dealing with. The gel coat restorer, 2, maybe good 3 years out of it. But what you want to do to keep that longevity going is actually show the customer when they pull the boat out of the water or when they're done driving their RV down the road. Show them car wax. Show them how to apply the car wax. The reason being because of the UV inhibitors in it. So this will be the best way of maintaining the gel coat restorer and helping with the UV inhibitors so it doesn't start oxidizing a little bit sooner than it should.
I'm assuming the answer is going to be yes, but did Dr. Gadusi think, are there UV inhibitors in the gel coat restorer and the clear coat restorer themselves?
Unfortunately not. The clear coat restorer, yes. It being a clear coat, it basically is like a sprayed on clear coat. It's just the application method is different. So yes, there are UV inhibitors in it. The gel coat restorer, there are some UV inhibitors in it, but not as much as we would like. We'll put it that way. So with that, by using Optimum Car Wax as a maintenance item on it, you're basically, as we all know, Optimum Car Wax puts, keeps adding UV inhibitors every time you put car wax to the surface. And those inhibitors migrate into the surface. They're not just sitting on it. So by doing that, you're topping up or, reviving the UV inhibiting aspects of it every time. So someone that wants to have a long-lasting relationship with their gel coat restorer, if you apply every 6 months or so Optimum car wax, you won't have to apply a gel coat restorer again.
Nice. And the gel coat restorer itself, are you good to just polish that down the road, or would you want to put more gel coat restorer on top of it? And I think the rule of thumb for both of these products, if I'm not mistaken, is if you can get them wet with water and they look good, that's kind of where we are, right?
Yeah. And yes, they can be polished. Even not right after application, but the day after application, you can polish either one of them. So one of the common errors with gel coat restorer is people put too much on. And when they put too much on, it gets streaky. It looks, for lack of a better word, like crap.
Splotchy.
Splotchy, streaky. It just doesn't look good.
Is that too much too quick, or just too much overall?
Both.
Okay.
Too much or too quick, or too much and too quick.
Okay.
When that happens, let it dry overnight. Take Dan's favorite pad.
Orangey.
The orange waffle. Yeah, the orange waffle pad with some hyper polish. Go over the surface. It'll level it out. It'll make it beautiful.
Yeah. And it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to go over it. You probably do a couple passes, and it'll probably level it right out. So,
yeah.
All right. Those are a couple really great tools for everybody to have, and I don't really think anybody else, any of the other detailing companies have anything like specifically those two products.
No. They're very unique. We've got Dr. G. That's something nobody else has. So
we're innovators.
Dr. G, exactly. We have innovation. We have things that come out of his brain that are like, whoa, where'd this come from? So that we've got. And then we have to come up with a way of getting it on the surface. So that's our job. The best example of that is CCR, or Clear Coat Restorer. That's a product that's been available to me anyways for the last 7 years now. We couldn't figure out, or Dr. G couldn't figure out a way to bottle it, to get it from the manufacturing to bottling to the consumer. The first hurdle was the bottle itself. Finding a bottle that it wouldn't harden in, and a bare aluminum bottle that hardens in, a steel container it hardens in, plastic, forget it, it hardens immediately. Glass, same thing. So this is a line or a coated aluminum bottle that we're using. So that was the first step of the process. Then from there, how to get it from the manufacturing container or the drum that it's mixed in into the bottles without contacting air, without activating it. And so that was a little feat of engineering, and we got that figured out now, and now we're able to store and ship or store CCR and ship it. Yeah, Dan?
I tell you, these are things that it's like nobody really thinks about. You just think about a company, they're going to put some stuff in a bottle and it's really easy. But actually, when you are innovating and manufacturing chemicals as we do, there's a lot of different little intricacies and hurdles that have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, so someone could easily, or not easily, but I mean, someone could copy the product that's in the bottle, but getting it to market, have fun. Yeah.
People wonder why it takes so long to do something sometimes. No, that's part of the reason. So.
All right. So here's something exciting. I know this was a little off of the table for a moment, as, again, the theme of our podcast today is some changes, shaking up the snow globe, I like to say. We're back on with training, and we have some training dates coming up, not only at the mothership, but also Ivan, I guess we'll start out with you telling us about your trip that's coming up for your mobile training adventure, which is pretty spanning the North America.
Well, let's say OptiForce 1 will be cruising a little bit over the next couple of weeks. So if you're somewhere on the road between Memphis and Salt Lake City, starting this Thursday, you should spot OptiForce 1 going by.
Only take them a day to get there, I think. So,
well, according to Google Maps, it's 22 hours of driving. Now, one thing I've noticed with Google Maps is it doesn't follow the speed limit, because with OptiForce 1, we don't follow the speed limit. I'm illegal. I go a little bit over the speed limit here and there, and I never make it in the time that Google Maps says. Google Maps might say, like yesterday, I went to Eastern Tennessee. Or this weekend I went to Eastern Tennessee and came back yesterday. According to Google Maps, it was 420 miles and 5 hours and 45 minutes. Now, if you do the math, that's a little over 70 miles an hour. The speed limit in Tennessee on most of the I-40 is 70 miles an hour. The whole trip was not all on interstate. There was some back roads as well. So, again, it didn't calculate too well. In reality, it took us 7.5 hours, but the 420 miles was spot on. So Google Maps says 22 hours. I'm banking more on 25, 26 hours to get to Utah. So we'll be leaving on Thursday. We start the training Monday morning, 8 o'clock, like is our tradition, at Nick McGurk's shop. We have 5 Opti-Coat Pro installers from different areas, mostly around the Salt Lake City area, but we have one coming from Washington State and one from Idaho. So they will be there for the training as well. That training, like the training in Memphis, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we go till people tell me to shut up, which is normally between 10 and 11 at night on the first day.
Those trainings that I'm sitting next to you, I start elbowing you to around 8:30. I'm like, okay, let's. You know what? And on our next training, I might not be so antsy to get out of there like that, because usually it was my arthritis that was just like I couldn't sit there anymore.
Exactly. So now you have a new bionic hip. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Then the next day, the Tuesday, because we're doing the training on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, we're continuing, and that's a short day. It's 8 till 5. So, and we'll have all those people certified for Opti-Coat Pro installation. And we have one new installer in the bunch, and the rest are existing Opti-Coat Pro installers that are wanting to enhance their knowledge with the Optimum line.
Hey, is Nick still working for the television station doing news reporting stuff, or is he full-time? I didn't even realize that he had a shop.
I believe he's full-time now. So if you have a shop, you're pretty much, most people, if they can afford a shop, it's because they're full-time. So
yeah, that's one of the cool things that we get to see with these guys who have a detailing business, is where they'll have a college degree and they'll have a real career that's already going, and they will leave it. It's a very viable business, this detailing thing, if you do it right. It is.
And Nick has won. He was a TV news anchor, I believe. Mm-hmm. So it's like a complete different change of pace, but he's loving it. He's doing well. And one thing that we have we have a secret weapon at Opti-Coat. That secret weapon is Tim McDonald, and he's an installer in Southern Ontario, Canada. Tim, his shop is the definition of the middle of nowhere, and he was on a podcast with Adam, 3-4 months ago, and he invited people, Opti-Coat Pro installers, to give him a call if they wanted to learn his system. And since then, he's been coaching a number of our installers, and some of them he has literally turned their businesses around with his coaching. So, we have Shay's Luxury Detailing in Hawaii, that despite the high cost of shipping to Hawaii, is buying Opti-Coat Pro Plus like it's going out of style. I think every car on the island will be coated shortly, the way he's going. So he's doing really well, and he attributes that to Tim's coaching. So that's great. So our training extends beyond us as well. And my training trip from there, I'm going up to Idaho to spend a couple days with the gang at the rag company to shoot some videos there with them and just hang out, because it's always fun to hang out with them. And they're sort of on the way. It actually wasn't a detour, because my next training assignment is in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. So it's up there pretty far. And I wanted to break the trip up into a couple different segments. So going to Saskatoon with XYE Quick Detail, and be helping them out. They're new installers with us, so this is a completely new thing for them. So they're taking the training to learn the whole Optimum system, not just the coatings. And in our training, anybody who's taken it can attest that the application of the coating is a very small portion of our training. We go over everything, from a basic hand wash all the way up to paint correction with a rotary, paint correction with a DA, wet sanding, polishing, interiors, exteriors, efficiency, sales, retirement, marketing, you name it, we touch on it. So
it's business education, not just detailing.
Exactly.
And that loops right back to where we started when we were talking about how we really like to be comprehensive.
Exactly. So from Saskatchewan, going down to Lake Country Manufacturing and spending a few days with the group there. David Patterson should be around the first week of October that I get there. David and the group at Lake Country are trying to organize some sort of event around the visit from OptiForce 1. So be looking on his Instagram and Facebook feed and the Lake Country Facebook feed for that. And then from there, back to Memphis, and then hightail it over to Vegas for SEMA. But in the meantime, October 19th and 20th, we're having a training here.
How do you like that? So this will be our first training class at the new facility. The second, but the
second,
but the first one with it being the gem of Memphis. I think that's what it's going to be referred to. The gem of Memphis Optimization Training Center, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. The first one wasn't there, right?
No,
it was here.
We've had one here. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't completed.
Yeah, well, it's still not really 100% completed, but we're getting there.
Okay.
We've had, shall we say, contractor issues. We'll just put it that way. We'll leave it at that.
Which,
those darn contractors. Let me go ahead and beat Dan to it.
You just did. You took it right out of my mouth. Those contractors are the worst. I thought it was lawyers. It is contractors. They're evil. Evil by nature. Evil. Well, I don't care.
I don't calendar.
Yeah, they do. Actually,
their calendar is just very different. That's all it is.
Actually, they're coming back tomorrow to check things out, run through, make sure the smaller issues are taken care of first, and then we go from there. So it is what it is. So what are you gonna do?
Okay, so when is the date? And we're getting up on the website the registration form for that, and we're going to do in tandem with the optimization training. A training for PPF as well. And hey, am I going to be at this? Have we gone full circle back? Is Dan Williams going to be at training?
I would welcome you.
I would love it. But it depends how many people sign up. So if you people want Dan Williams at the training, sign up.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah.
Also, too, I will let you know, people have been asking about the training. So, yeah, sign up. Because we're going to only take so many, because we want to make sure that everybody's getting the training they so just deserve. So that's the main thing. So But after the optimization, which is the 19th and 20th, I am having a Opti-Coat PPF class as well, the 21st to the 23rd. So I will tell everybody, take advantage of it. We have lifts, so hopefully no sore backs. You can stand up and do a bumper without, or you can sit down and do a bumper without having to bend over, or rockers, or whatever you wish to do. So, and I want to keep that class very small. I like to keep around 4 people if possible, or less. That way you're getting mostly my undivided attention as that goes down. So
it's exciting. I'm excited to see the new building. I have not been there yet.
That's right. Yeah. Huh.
I'm just seeing a couple videos of you walking through it and a couple pictures.
Well, it's a good thing you go do your treadmill or your whatever you like to do, because you'll actually be doing a little walking, sir.
I'm on that rower, so we're just gonna have to put a little canoe in it and let me row through.
Okay.
Bring your scooter, Dan.
I will. I know I'm much better with that scooter than I was with the darn drone that I had for a while. Remember that we were in a training and I had this drone that I bought and I tried to take it out and use it and I couldn't even figure out how to turn it on. It's because when I would have it at home, I'd like hold it out in my hand and I'd tell Angel, make this work for me, and then she would make it work and then I could play with it. But yeah, it comes again where everything we're saying is full circle. It goes back to reading those directions, which just not my strong point.
Brother, I learned that a long time ago, because some of the things we used to do, or I used to do, was install other things besides protecting people's vehicles. So, I learned a long time ago, pictures they only get you so far, so you better read. So, I was one of those picture guys for a long time.
Hey, here's just because I just literally got a text that just came in, and it's from one of my installers here, Jeremy with Smith Brothers Mobile Detailing. It says, "Hey Dan, I just wanted to check and see if this product is safe to use on rubber hoses and plastic trim and engine compartments, and it's the Optimum Protectant Plus." And absolutely it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes. The answer is yes.
And it provides UV protection.
It does provide UV protection, and the neat thing about that, even if you use it on like some exterior trim pieces, it doesn't attract dirt, or like some of the products who make more of like a silicone dressing or something. Not our products per se, but some of those that you put on there, and you could put it on your trim, and it just like completely attracts dirt. It just piles up.
Yeah, they become dust magnets.
No, doesn't do that. All right. Well, what do you guys think? Do you have anything else?
Not that I know of.
No? Well, it's not a bad little jaunt back into the Optimum Synergy podcast.
I do have something.
Oh, my goodness.
Adam Carter has been working with a new genre, or new for him, new for us, the whiteboard videos. And if you haven't seen them, go on the Opti-Coat Facebook page or the Opti-Coat YouTube channel, and you'll see he's working on a series of videos about Optimum no rinse, my favorite product. The whiteboard videos really have a good way of explaining things very simply and very easily that we, as human beings, we grasp very well. So that's, if you like whiteboard videos, check that out.
Speaking of Adam Carter and all of his efforts that he makes for us, when you guys see those, I notice a lot of people like them. I shared that the whiteboard video over the weekend, and a lot of people shared that too. That really helps you in the long run with name brand recognition for Optimum and Opti-Coat. Always just share those videos. You know how great it makes you feel when somebody shares one of the videos, say one of your customers. So it helps our marketing efforts, and it drives more business to you in the long run by sharing that.
Yes. It keeps it simple, explains everything for a customer that you're working with as an installer, and that you're trying to maybe promote the product to the install or to your customer on maintaining their freshly coated vehicle with it's much easier for them and less effort. So I would share, if I had those videos, I would definitely display those, especially if I had a waiting room or a front entryway. Those will be on a video, constant rotation. So,
and one thing that Sylvie brought up yesterday, a lot of these companies that sell coatings, they tout that you can just hose the vehicle down with soap, rinse it off, blow it dry, and it's going to self-clean. We all know that's really not the truth. Mm-hmm. Yes, the coatings do make the vehicle a lot easier to clean, and it's not going to get dirty as quickly, but you still need some form of mechanical agitation to get it clean, or extremely harsh chemicals. And just snow foaming on with your foam cannon, letting it sit for a moment, rinsing it off, and then blow drying it is not actually getting it clean. And the reflection that she had yesterday was, can you imagine someone walking out of the bathroom stall, going over to the sink where they have that foam dispenser, putting their hands under the foam dispenser, just grabbing the soap, but not rubbing their hands, and then just passing it under the water, and then under the blow dryer in the bathroom? Would you want them going to make your supper?
Or hand feeding you grapes or sponge cake?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, you want them to agitate that soap somehow. So, and that's the thing. It's sometimes the sales process that a lot of people use defies logic, and if people would just use a bit of logic, they would realize that, wait a minute, there's something wrong here.
Or honesty. Just be honest. I don't care what company you're from. Represent your product as you do. Don't talk bad about other stuff, and say what your product does, and don't overinflate it. That's the only time I see anybody's coatings really run into trouble, is when they just oversell the heck out of it and give customers false expectations.
Yeah. Exactly. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that all the time. It is what it is, but I think a lot of our dealers that we have, they don't know how to sell the coating properly. And you have other people that debunk what these other companies put out, these false claims. I mean, yeah, I can pour dirty water on my coated vehicle and it will sheet off, but I guarantee you I'm going to have to come back and get that water I just poured on there. I'm going to have to get that off, because it will put some spots on there if I don't. I mean, come on. It's nothing is bulletproof in this world. You have maintenance that you have to do on your car's engine every 5,000-10,000 miles, whatever it may be. You have to rotate the tires on your vehicle, or your tires are going to wear out quicker. You have to go get a physical every so often. You got to do maintenance on yourself. You don't know what's going on inside. I mean, things require maintenance. There's nothing bulletproof. It's that simple. So
exactly.
Except for Kevlar vests, and that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Well, Dan,
yes,
put on a Kevlar vest, and we'll have someone shoot you while you're wearing the Kevlar vest.
Oh.
You'll be bulletproof, but trust me, you will feel that bullet.
I bet. I don't want to do that.
No, exactly.
Dan's not brave like that.
No, so the bulletproof vest protects you from dying, but you're going to be bruised.
Oh, probably a broken rib.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So let's just retouch. Opti-Coat.com. Go there. There's a new form up for the training class. Get signed up for that class early. What generally seems to happen is a week before the class, it fills up really full. Get in there. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. You want to be in this training class.
It might be the return of Dan Williams teaching a class.
That big deal.
That alone is worth coming, guys. Come on now.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, hey, it was really fun. It was fun to have the trio back on here and to rip a little podcast action out. We're going to try to bring this back to you every week and keep it going. If you have topics or anything that you want to hear talked about, or if you want to be a guest on the Optimum Synergy Podcast, I'd love to have you on here, hear your story, hear about your business, hear what Optimum can do for you.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Well, I have enjoyed it, guys.
Love it. All right.
Well,
And next week it'll be from the road.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And thanks for listening to the Optimum Synergy Podcast. That was really fun. Fun to be back in the saddle of Optimum Synergy Podcast. If you want to check out that training, go to Opti-Coat.com. And I think my friend is about to tell you the same thing again. Until next time, stay glossy.
The Optimum Synergy Podcast is a presentation of Optimum Polymer Technologies. Our detailing classes are held at the Opti Mothership in Memphis, Tennessee. Email us at info@opticoat.com.